Good morning, first graders. Today is Monday, March 23rd. Today we will be reading chapters 7 and 8 of Rosie, Revere. Chapter 7. Rosie nodded. Then she read the flyer again. The artists have to create the art by themselves, she said. If I can't help June paint, what can I do? You're an engineer, said Letty. Invent something. June's art comes from her art, said Marin. She just needs the tools to help her hands. But the contest is only 2 days from now, said Rosie. Better get thinking, said Boss. She spoke too late. Rosie was already thinking. She had so many questions. How could she build a painting machine? How would it load the paint? What kind of paint? How many colors? How would June control the brushes without using her hands? Rosie flipped open her notebook. She jotted furiously to catch the ideas exploding in her mind. As she did, the sounds of the chatting riveters faded away, and Rosie was pulled into her own world of engineering. Rosie loved engineering. It made her happier than just about anything, and her very favorite part was just about to start. She jotted down ideas, then she noticed that everything was silent. She stopped scribbling and looked up. 7 smiling riveters stood watching her. They raised their coffee mugs in a silent toast to Rosie. I told you she was up to it, said Aunt Rose. Indeed, said Boss. Indeed she is. Rosie felt her cheeks turn red, but this time she did not duck behind Aunt Rose. Rosie Revere looked at the smiling riveters and smiled back. And then you can see all the riveters are on this side of the page, and Rosie with her red cheeks are right here. Chapter 8. 2 days. Rosie had less than 2 days to invent a contraption to help June. The task was almost too great to imagine, but that didn't stop Rosie from trying. When she got home, she went straight to her attic room. She felt a storm approaching, a brainstorm. Rosie loved brainstorming. Anything was possible, even crazy, weird ideas. Sometimes, Rosie's weirdest ideas made her think of a new way or solved little tiny bits of a big problem. She wrote all of her ideas in her notebook. What if she made a cat-powered painting pump? It would need a lot of cats and milk, and it would probably flop. After all, cats always run off or sit around like lazy lumps. How could she get a lazy, lumpy cat to power a painting machine? Rosie sketched her idea anyway. What if she built a paint blobber that used a small catapult to chuck balls of paint at the canvas? What if she combined the two ideas and made a catapult? Would the cats like it? What would that look like? Rosie sketched it out. Rosie had lots of questions. What she did not have was time. If she spent too long brainstorming, she would run out of time to make and test the invention. Testing was tricky. What do you think about a paint blobber that uses a catapult to throw blobs of paint at a canvas? What do you think that would look like? She remembered the ketchup explosion and the big mess. Wait a minute, thought Rosie. A new question popped into Rosie's mind. Could the snake away help? What if it pumped paint instead of ketchup? Rosie decided that this was a good place to start. The snake away used a small pump from the garden pond. It ran on batteries and was too small, but Rosie could use it to figure out the brushing mechanism. After that, she could figure out how to pump the paint without a battery. Step by step, she would solve this problem. Rosie smiled. It was time for her to go to the next stage of the process, design. How do you think she's going to use the snake away to make a painting project? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow when we read chapter 9. I'm looking and cheating by going ahead, and I see on the next page it shows us her design for her paint away. We'll find out what it looks like tomorrow. Have a good day.